Young Folk Knits. If you're new here, my name is Casey, and this is a channel where I share all about my love of fiber arts. So there's a lot of knitting, spinning, sewing, crochet, or whatever else we might be up to at the moment. I also occasionally share about living on a small farm here in Arkansas. So if any of that sounds like it might be your cup of tea, make sure and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future video content. It is February, and I'm not sure how that happened, but it is above 70 degrees today, which is crazy. It's like spring has sprung. The jonquils are blooming. Arkansas definitely thinks winter's over, but I'm sure we'll have another cold snap. I'm in short sleeves. I'm wearing my The Black Dog t-shirt. If you know, you know. Old habits die screaming. And I thought maybe we could hang out this week while I work on a few different projects. Some are knitting. I actually am wanting to make some stitch markers this week, and we'll see what all we get up to. Last night was the Grammys. I don't always watch the Grammys, but I did last night. I was hoping that Taylor was going to win for the Tortured Poets Department Album of the Year, but she did not. It was a wild ride, though. The Grammys, they just seem to get a little bit more wild every year. That was interesting. There were lots of moments that I'm glad I witnessed live, like Casey Musgraves' face when she lost. And y'all know I love Casey Musgraves. I love her album, Do Her Well. But I thought it was pretty funny. And apparently the rest of the internet has, because I've seen lots of fix your face memes since the Grammys. With the warmer weather, I'm really starting to feel like I want to knit on spring and summer items, and I probably will cast one on before too long, but there's a few things I need to finish up. I do have 2 test knits that are sweaters, and they need to be finished this month for one of them, next month for the other one, so I have plenty of time, but I am working away on both of those. And then I've also got the sweater that is part of the Knitalong I'm co-hosting right now with Rachel and Jessica from Those Twins Who Knit here on YouTube. We are knitting the Stornoway sweater, which is a pattern by Cheryl from Coco Amore Knits, and it's just a super fun textured drop shoulder sweater. What makes it so much fun is that each row you're switching it up, you're knitting, you're purling, you're doing a textured stitch, you're doing a stripe of color, but it's not anything difficult. It's really easy stitches, but it's very potato chippy in the fact that you just want to finish one more row, you want to finish one more block. So it's been a lot of fun. Let me hook my microphone up here. I feel like I don't have anything to hook it to today, so I'm gonna hook it to my bra strap. I was gonna show you where I'm at. One thing I will say with this sweater is that it scrunches up big time when you block it. It opens up a lot, but it definitely looks like there's much less fabric here than there actually is. So I knit the back, and I picked up and knit both fronts, joined them, and then I joined the front and back to work in the round. I just went back this past week and picked up and knit my folded collar. So I think it looks really good. I'm very pleased with it. I am using the worsted weight base from Sorella, and I'm using their winter tonal colors. So this beige oatmeal color is called Breckenridge, and then this blue color is called Après Ski, and I am very happy with them together. I think it looks very classic. It's going to go with a lot. I cannot wait to get this done. It's actually working up really quickly. I was having trouble meeting gauge, so I ended up having to switch over to my wooden needles. I'm not a huge fan of knitting with wooden needles, but sometimes it's necessary for me to attain gauge, and I think it's working a lot better. I really liked the back. This is the shoulder shaping and where you pick up for the front, and I think it just looks really good. And I'm loving seeing all the color combinations that y'all are making. I've even seen a few solid ones. So just using a single color on Instagram, and they look so good. I love it. I would love to do one of those someday. I think the texture really shines nicely in the solid. I think it's super elevated and chic. If you want to knit with us, we are knitting through March the 15th. And all you need to do is post a picture on Instagram and use the hashtag StornAwaySweaterSquad, or you can post in our Ravelry thread. I will link that in the description below. And it's just really laid back. You do not have to finish a project. You just have to post a picture with a project during the time period, and you will be entered to participate. So Rella has very generously gifted a $50 gift card to a winner from the cow, so you'll be eligible for that prize. Sorry, that's my husband on the four-wheeler driving by the window. Okay, I did actually finish a project last week or the week before, but I don't have it with me because I gifted it to my little girl, and I think she's either wearing it or she's got it with her outside. But I did finish the Weekend Hat, which is a beanie pattern, cabled. It's a cabled hat pattern by Hiromi Nagasawa. It's absolutely a beautiful and lovely pattern. I love it. I love the ribbing. It's actually a 2x1 ribbing? Anyway, I like the ribbing. I really like how it looks. And I did the folded brim. Now, I am the worst at looking at a pattern very briefly as I get started, getting numbers to cast on and kind of seeing, oh, okay, I'm going to do this, and oh, it's this cable. It's like, you know, this cross over this. Okay, I got it. I'm good. And then I just kind of do my own thing, which is not a good thing. And I realized when I finished that I completely did the cables wrong. I say wrong as in it was not per the pattern. Now, the cables are correct cables. They look fine, but they're a little bit different than what the pattern called for. I don't know what I was thinking. I literally just did not look at the pattern again until it was time to decrease. And it actually turned out a little bit tight. I feel like I have a big head and I don't like my hats to be tight. I've got my hair just squished as tightly as possible into a braid, but I have really fuzzy hair too. So when I wear a hat, the last thing I want is for it to squish my head and feel like it's squeezing me. So I ended up giving it to my daughter. I do love it. I used Sandnes Garn Double Sunday. I thought the yarn was perfect. But I think next time, and there is a next time, I'm already going to be casting on another one because I love the hat pattern actually. I'm going to go up a needle size. And I think I'll be a little bit happier with the fit, especially since it's full cables all over. So I'm going to go up one needle size, and I'm still going to use a DK weight yarn, and I think that will give me a little bit of a better fit. So I used a US 6 for this go around, and I think I'm going to use a US 7 for the cables on the next go around. I feel like I will be very happy with that result. Another thing I really want to do this week is make some stitch markers and some bracelets. So my kids have been sick and not feeling well. Some of them cannot go outside because we've had so much congestion and cough, and they're just getting really restless. So I told my little girls that we would make some bracelets. And I think that while we make bracelets, I'm going to make some stitch markers. And they want to do some Taylor Swift bracelets and also just like some friendship bracelets. And I may do that. I have been listening to the album Midnights a lot recently. I love the song Lavender Haze so much. And I love the part, get it off your chest, get it off my desk. And I've been saying it all week to everybody, get it off my desk. So I think I'm going to make a Lavender Haze bracelet. And I also want to make some fun stitch markers for me and some of my knitting friends. So let's go dive into some beads.
Doesn't belong to me, and I keep on denying it my whole life. between the night and day, thinking how my mom used to do the same. I was hoping you would save me, like a little girl clinging to your jaw. Followed my heart, then I dry my tears and I go back to bed. Keep on doing the same mistakes, holding on to a crashing plane. Deep down, know it's not good, and I cry, I cry, I cry. Keep on doing the same mistakes. Wish I could tell you the truth instead. Deep down, know it's not right, and I cry, I cry, I cry, I
Hey y'all, I hope you're still having a great week. I just wanted to pop on and show you some of the fun stuff that we ended up making the other day. I had a lot of fun making some stitch markers. I made a whole lot of them, and I actually made a lot of bracelets too. We had fun. I made one that said delicate. I don't know if y'all can see this or not. And I made one that said lavender haze, and one that says Fortnite, some beaded ones, and one that says YoungFolkKnits on it. I should totally wear them all. Stitch markers are a lot of fun to make, and they're super easy. I just use the alphabet beads, and if you guys want me to do a tutorial, I could on the hardware I use and how to do it. It's so easy, and you don't really need a tutorial. But if y'all want one, let me know, and I'll try to record one in case you want to make some Taylor Swift friendship bracelet inspired stitch markers. Or if you're not a fan of Tay Tay, that's okay. You can just make some fun stitch markers. Some of them, I think it's hilarious, some words, because I read a lot of British books, and I also read a lot of American books, and the American English and the British English have different spellings for certain words. And there's a few words that I always have a hard time knowing which is correct, like the color gray. So G-R-E-Y is the American English, I believe, and G-R-A-Y is the British English. So I may have that backwards, but I think that's right. And then also woolly. So W-O-O-L-Y is the American English way to spell woolly. W-O-O-L-L-Y is the British English way to spell woolly. And if I have a choice, I'm always going to choose the British way, of course. So I made one that says woolly with 2 L's. I've also been working on a few of my knits that I don't think I've actually had the chance to share with y'all at all yet. So maybe I can show you a few of those. First up is in my Rose in the Wren project bag, which I think is adorable. It is a quilted bag with some beautiful mountain themed fabrics. So it's this pieced mountain with stars and blue sky. There's even some really pretty embroidery on the bag. I just love this bag. So I am keeping my Norma sweater in this bag. It's going to be hard to show y'all. This is my Norma sweater. So this is a pattern by My Favorite Things Knitwear, and it is a raglan. It was actually just re-released in a second pattern as a drop shoulder with the same colorwork motif, but I am doing the raglan version because I had cast on the raglan a while back before the drop shoulder version was even released. And I am using Sonder yarn Sunday Morning DK, and this is a chocolate color. I want to say this is the hot cocoa color. Either that or espresso. I'll make sure and link the color names below. But I'm also using Personal Space, which is a really pretty blue, and then Offline, which is a lovely natural grayish. So this yarn is a BFL and Masham blend. I love it. It's a perfect British woolly yarn. It's a 2-ply, and it blooms so nicely. So this is something like a 19 stitch gauge, and while it calls for either worsted or Aran, I'm having no problem reaching gauge with this DK weight base because it blooms so nicely. I think it's going to be perfect. So I'm working my raglan increases. I did my neck, and then I did my short rows, and now I'm working my raglan increases in the color work chart until it is time to split for sleeves. I am actually knitting this along with Anna from Brook Willow. I think she's actually finished hers, and she started before me, but we wanted to knit on them at the same time, so I did make this much progress during the last few months. I'm very slow because I've got a lot of different projects, but whenever I do finish it, we will have a friend sweater that we did both knit on at the same time. Hers is gorgeous, and I'm sure that she'll be sharing hers pretty soon. It turned out really beautifully. She used blue sky fibers for hers, and it is, I think, a true Worcester Aran weight. So hers definitely looks like the fabric is a little bit denser and a little bit fuller and fuzzy, and I like the fact though that for Arkansas my fabric's going to be a little bit less dense. I don't like fabric that's so airtight it doesn't breathe. I think that's perfect for whenever you need it in colder climates. I just don't need it here in Arkansas, and I get more use out of a less dense fabric for sure. Okay, I'll also show y'all a little sneak peek of something that I'm working on. This is a secret test knit, and I don't have much to share, which is good because I can't share anyway. But this is 2 sleeves that I've started, and they're in my color. I love this red. It's so much fun, and I'm using North Bay Fiber Heritage Sport. So it's a woolen spun. If you've been here long, you may remember that I just recently finished my poly cardigan, and I knit it out of the Heritage DK, which is almost like a worsted weight gauge for me. This is Sport, and it's the same yarn, only thinner. It's absolutely lovely. It's so light. I mean, it's just incredibly lightweight. It's going to be so nice to wear. And this test knit is going to have some fun, very simple texture on it. I think y'all are really going to love this one. It'll be released before too long. It'll be pretty soon, actually. As you can see, haven't got very far. I needed a red cardigan. No, I don't have any red cardigans, and I think this is the perfect red. I have to have the right red to go with my skin tone. I have a lot of rosacea, and I have a rash that I get most days due to my autoimmune disease. So my face always looks very flushed, and I have to have the right red. And with the right red, it looks good. With the wrong red, it makes it look so much worse. So I think this is perfect. It's the color Holly, and it's absolutely stunning. This yarn was gifted to me for the test knit by Jill. She is very sweet. But I did get to pick my color, and I chose this lovely red. It's just like the perfect tomato red. I have a little bit of an idea. So I'm also test sewing a pattern that's going to be released before too long, and it is the Nadine skirt. It is by the Maker House on Instagram. It's a really cute button-up 2-tiered skirt, and I think I'll just wear it with everything. I decided to use this railroad strap linen yarn from Matchy Matchy, and I just thought, wow, this is going to go so perfect together. This I need to get done in the next week or two, the skirt. And of course I still have about 2 months almost before this is due, a little bit less than that. This spring, I think I will love this combo together. I love planning full outfits, and this one is making me extremely excited. I also pulled out this white linen from Matchy Matchy, and I think I might make 2 of the skirts. I think I would love either that, or I'm going to make another Henrietta skirt in this white, but I think I need 1 of each, a skirt in each fabric. Perfect spring and summer outfits in the making. I also have a couple of accessories I've been knitting on. Let me grab those really quick. I signed up for a monthly sock club subscription this year. I've done it before and I did not do a good job of keeping up with the subscription at all, but I'm going to try really hard this year. I may not even be able to do a full pair of socks every month, but I would like to do 1 sock a month at least. If I get a full pair, that's awesome. If I don't, then I'll get a full pair in 2 months and I will get 6 pairs at the end of the year. So the first one I got was in the mail, this fun color, and it is from Little Fox Yarn Co. So it's actually a Wes Anderson inspired sock club. So this is the first month, and I'm in a little knitting group, and they actually picked the pattern, and it's the Summerly socks, knitting the daily socks, and I love the pattern. So you actually go up to a US 2 needle. I'm doing these on Magic Loop, and you do that. I think the reason she has you go up to a US 2 is because the texture has a lot of slipped stitches, and that's going to tighten up your fabric a little bit. I did do the heel flap and gusset. I love a heel flap. That's my favorite way to do socks. I've done a lot of different kinds of heels, and I just like the way a heel flap looks, to be honest. I love that homemade look. There are a few times that I will prefer the sleekness of a afterthought heel or like the Fish Lips Kiss heel. I do have that pattern, and sometimes I'll sub that in, but by far I like the heel flap and gusset. The other accessory pattern I've been working on is the carousel mittens. So this was designed for Purl Soho, and it's just a super fun range of patterns. So there's a hat, the scarf, the mittens, and slippers maybe. There's like a bunch of different things in it. And it's designed using their hedgerow yarn. So Purl Soho very kindly sent me some of their hedgerow yarn to make some of the mittens, and I think probably a scarf is what I'm going to do. But these are super easy. So you cast on, you knit them flat, and it's just a garter. And then you do your hole for your thumb here. And then what I'm going to do is go back and pick up, and I'm going to use this for the thumb, which I think is going to be gorgeous. This is going to be the top of the mittens, and this is going to be the cuff. And now I'm going to tell you a little bit about what I'm doing on Tuesdays. So Haley from Danish Musings and myself both have a lingering whip of the Aurelia pullover by Sari Nordland. It's a beautiful, intricate cabled pullover. It has lots of lovely sort of lattice work cable, a big panel down the center, and then the sides of each cable have a chart with lots of baubles and twisty cables. And then each raglan has a really lovely cable worked. And the sleeves have a beautiful cable and bauble. No, are there baubles? No baubles in the sleeves. Or maybe there were and I just didn't work them. I'm not a huge bauble lover. So I actually test knit this for Sari, and all we needed to do was finish the body to split for the sleeves and then one sleeve, which I did do. And then I put it on pause because I had a few other test knits to do. And this one I had finished what was required of me, so I put it on pause and I just have not gone back to it. And Helly said that she's having a little bit of trouble because it is such a commitment, this sweater is. It's definitely just a lot of cables. You're working multiple charts at once, which is okay. It doesn't bother me, but it's just definitely something you need your pattern for. I need my pattern for every single row. And I actually also had a miscrossed cable, which I needed to fix. So what I did, I ended up going back and duplicate stitching over the miscrossed cable, and you can't even tell now. I think it looks pretty good. So I am knitting mine out of the Fiber Company Lure. It's a DK woolly base, and it's perfect for cables. I really, really like it. But since this has been in hibernation for a while and we're both having trouble finishing it, but we would both love to have a finished object, she suggested that we choose Tuesday, for example. She chose Tuesday and said, why don't we work on it for 40 minutes every Tuesday? And I said, all right, let's do it. So today is Tuesday. I'm going to pick this up. I'm going to work on it. I'm going to set my timer and work on it for at least 40 minutes. And hopefully I will, at least get a few rows of the body done. Really fun in the mail, and I wanted to show it to you really quickly. So I've been working with Addie from Ruby and Rose's Yarn Co. for a couple years now, and she is an amazing dyer, and she is doing a Downton Abbey collection, which I think is so much fun. And she's got a new base, which you have to see. So I just opened up the mail and I am flabbergasted. Okay, I got to pick these colors, but I just want to tell you, these look so beautiful. So this is a 100% superwash BFL 2-ply, and it's a lace weight. And look at how she was able to get this speckled variegation on here. Oh my goodness, it's so good. I love BFL. Okay, so this is the color Brave New World. And this is also the lace weight BFL, and it's called Commitment Moment. So good. And then I also picked this really lovely green, and it is called Chauffeur. Okay, this one is an 85-15 superwash merino and nylon 4-ply. This is a sock base. And then this is the BFL. So I think that with the lace weight, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to hold them double to get a fingering weight. And this is 875 yards. So I think it would be perfect to get some really nice nylon-free socks. It's super wash, so they won't felt. And I love BFL for socks. So I'm very excited to cast these on. And this, I think I'm going to make socks with as well. I'm sort of in a sock frenzy at the moment. Either that or a pair of mittens. And then this is her DK weight. So this is the 85-15 merino nylon DK weight. And it's in the color Glow Up. Look at this. Oh my gosh, it looks so good with the Surrey. So this is also Glow Up, and it is the lace weight Surrey base. Okay, how gorgeous would this be in a hat? So good. Okay, these are going to be releasing in her Downton Abbey collection. I'm going to put the date on the screen for when they release. And I am an affiliate for Ruby and Roses, so I'm also going to put my link in the description, and you can get $5 off whenever you place your first order with Ruby and Roses. So I'll put all that info in there in case you see something from the Downton Abbey collection you love and you want to try out their new BFL base. I think it's going to be excellent. Test knit for Andrea. I'm using the Meadow wool, and it's a really nice merino rambouillet 2-ply. It's so lovely. I am so glad that I'm getting a chance to use it. The fabric it's creating is just luscious. It's so squishy, and I'm very excited to have this finished sweater. Andrea actually designed her DRK everyday sweater in this yarn, and she used this exact color flint for her DRK everyday sample. So I was really excited to use my Mountain Meadow wool for this test. I think it's gonna be an absolutely dreamy sweater whenever it's finished. I can't share really any details about it, but it will be releasing fairly soon, so all will be revealed. I am a huge lover of porches. My entire life growing up, my family always had a wraparound porch, and I have spent a great many hours of my life sitting on a porch swing and enjoying the sounds and the breeze and nature. And tonight you can probably hear the cows, the crickets, the frogs. May even hear a coyote here in a minute. We have a lot of coyotes. But there's some especially beautiful color tonight as the sun is setting. It makes me one happy lady to sit out here and enjoy it. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me today. If you enjoy videos like this, then make sure and give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. I hope there's something bringing you joy this week, and I think it would be lovely if everyone would leave a comment telling me what it is, and we could all share our little moment of happiness together. Until next time, happy knitting, y'all.